So people are kind of upset because Google held their best app awards thing that apparently they hold every year, and there were specific games that won in different categories that people just did not expect. And while I haven't taken a look at the full list yet, there were two threads that were created roughly within the last 12 hours that caught my eye. Genshin Impact wins Best Ongoing Game on Google Play, and Tower of Fantasy wins Best Game for Tablets on Google Play. Is that even a category? Can you win an award for being the best game for tablets? Do people play gacha games on tablets? Before we jump into this video though, I do want to thank all of our incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys do not need to support Mrs. Stix and I, but you still choose to, and trust me, it is appreciated beyond anything I can convey verbally. You guys are incredible, and admittedly, if you have a moment, follow Mrs. Stix and I over on Twitter. We'd really appreciate that. So here is Google Play's Best Apps and Games of 2022. The winners are in for Google Play's Best of 2022 awards. Every year, we recognize the best apps and games on Google Play and the developers who bring them to life. Their bold ideas and creativity help us reach people across all kinds of devices, from phones and watches to Chromebooks and tablets. Yeah, because, you know, like, we play Genshin Impact on our little watch, right? Apps and games and the way we use them are always changing. So this year, we've added a new award for Best Apps and Games for Chromebooks to celebrate great work from developers on one of the largest screens you can access, Google Play. Our other categories capture today's many genres of games, including Best Story Game, Best Ongoing, Example Life Service Game, and Best Game available on the Play Pass. And like every year, 2022's winners reflect what matters most to people right now. A non-pay-to-win business model, right? Generous gacha, high-quality service, lots of content to consume, regular updates, a game that isn't overrun with blatant hacking, abuse, and exploits, a game that caters to free players as opposed to whales. Oh wait, no, ranging from games that help us escape reality and enter a whole new world to apps that help us stay grounded and present. Is that what matters to you right now? More than anything I listed is the ability to escape reality and stay grounded the most important aspect of a gacha to you? Because that is definitely not at the top of my priorities when it comes to playing games. Below is the full list of winning apps and games in the US across 20 categories, selected by Google Play's editorial team, plus the best-selling book. Yeah, no one cares about the books. So the #1 best app is Dream by Wombo. Okay, you know what? Admittedly, I've never heard of this, but 4.4 stars out of almost 500,000 reviews and 10 million downloads. All right. Best game, Apex Legends Mobile. Best game. So Apex Legends Mobile actually managed to beat out Genshin Impact, Honkai Impact, Tower of Fantasy, Punishing Gray Raven, Azure Lane, Blue Archive, Arknights, literally every other gacha. According to the editorial team, this game right here is the #1 best game on the platform. Seriously? By users' choice, the app was okay, you know what? Let's disregard the apps, because I feel like the apps aren't really going to showcase video games. So let's just focus on the games here. So the editorial team chose Apex Legends Mobile, and users chose Apex Legends Mobile. Really? The list of best apps of 2022, let's disregard that. The best games of 2022. The best multiplayer is Dislight? Wait, excuse me? The best multiplayer game of 2022 on the entire platform is Dislight. What are you guys smoking? Honorable mentions: Apex Legends Mobile, Catalyst Black, Diablo Immortal. Dislight and Diablo Immortal should not be in a list of best multiplayer games of 2022. This list, how much did these guys get paid to include that in this list? the best pick up and play, Angry Birds Journey. Honorable mentions, Guns and Dragons, Hook 2, Hide and Seek, The best pick up and play games are probably idle games. Games you can just pick up and let them play. Unless it's talking about pick them up and play them immediately without any difficulty, in which case I'd probably say something like Genshin Impact or Tower of Fantasy or Punishing Gray Raven. Something that's easy and doesn't require a lot of effort or understanding of mechanics. Best indie game, Dicey Dungeons. Honorable mentions, Dungeons of Dreadrook, Knotworks, One Hand Clapping, and Phobies. Admittedly, I don't know of any indie games for Android or iOS, so I mean, you know what, let's give him that. Best story, Papers, Please. Honorable mentions, Demo 2, you know what, A Story in Ice and Time, The Secret Cat Island, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Dude, no way. Best story in a video game, in a gacha game specific. No, best story is Genshin Impact, is Path to Nowhere, is Arknights. There are so many fantastic gacha games that could have taken this spot. I don't know what any of these games are. Wow. Best ongoing game, Genshin Impact. Honorable mentions, Candy Crush Saga, Garena, Free Fire, Pokemon Go, Roblox. You know what? Genshin Impact is definitely one of the better gacha games out there, so I can give them that. Best on the Play Pass, Very Little Nightmares. Honorable mentions, Bridge Constructor, Final Fantasy VII, Limelight, and Path of Giants. I don't know what is on the Play Pass, so again, I'm kinda gonna have to give them that. And the best game for tablets, Tower of Fantasy. Honorable mentions, Angry Birds Journey, Catalyst Black, Diablo Immortal. No, Papers, Please. You know what? I've admittedly never played a gacha game on my iPad before, but if we're talking exclusively best game, and Genshin Impact is rated the best game, how is Genshin Impact not also the best game for tablets as well? I feel like, and don't hate me for saying this, but the Tower of Fantasy listing there was either because they didn't want to list Genshin Impact a multitude of times, or, you know, the studio bought their placement. Either way, I'm not going to contest that, because honestly, Tower of Fantasy does have a lot of fun aspects to it, so I feel like that's kind of fair. But this list is a joke. There's one category here that I think is legit, and that is the best ongoing category. Every other one, no, not even remotely close. No, it is just, I can't fathom it. It baffles me. But what are people saying? Best multiplayer, Dislight. Dislight multiplayer award, really? Wait, Dislight has multiplayer? Rigged. I guess the amount of awards that are not bribed out there are really a minimum. Dislight for best multiplayer. Are there any Dislight players willing to share their multiplayer experience? Seems like Tencent paid their way through the voting. Best game for tablet. I'm sorry, is that a thing? I never knew there was this kind of category. And that, wow. And then someone actually went through and posted so many different links, threads to Tower Fantasy plagiarizing, Tower Fantasy stealing Honkai Impact 3's assets, stealing the Fate Grand Order Saint Quartz asset. Someone really dislikes Tower Fantasy. Ever since Genshin 3.0, they've released a great patch after another, a huge improvement over 2.0. And then, well, admittedly, I went into the topic about Genshin Impact winning the best ongoing award, and like, so many of the comments are just like, Genshin Impact is so good now. I know Genshin Impact's endgame is trash, but otherwise it's a fantastic game. And admittedly, a lot of people are happy with Genshin winning that specific award. I haven't seen anyone happy or satisfied with Dislight winning the multiplayer award. I saw a lot of people upset that Tower of Fantasy won the best tablet award. But again, this is just absolutely crazy to me. And the fact that Diablo Immortal had a multitude of different honorable mentions is just mind-blowing. Now, if none of these games are of interest to you, you know what? Absolutely no problem. I got a video on screen right now that definitely will be. This is a gacha game that just released, and I have been having immense amounts of fun in. Alternatively, I have another video on screen right now showcasing every game, every gacha game that is releasing this month in the month of December 2022. Go and check it out. These are gacha games you don't want to miss out on.